this table where we laughed and talked all day. So long ago, love was offered. The joy of being together made you want to stay. Take me back.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Life with Nana. I'm Nana, and I'm so glad that you're here today. Today, we are making cookies. Happy December! So in December, I'm going to be doing a lot of this type content where today we're making cookies. One day we're going to be making the 7-layer bars. We're going to make some homemade Pop-Tarts. Just, having some fun and doing some things. We may even do a gingerbread house. I haven't decided yet. So, but I found this great recipe. You guys know that I love celebrating Appalachia. Well, Tipper, who is the content creator over there, she has twin girls, and they have their own channel called the Presley Girls. Go over and check out their channel. They are so sweet, and they are young women with young children. Both of them have a little boy. But anyway, she made this basic cookie dough recipe. And I thought this was such a great idea. Have a basic recipe, and then you can turn that into different kinds of cookies. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a snickerdoodle, and we're going to make a chocolate chip caramel and oatmeal raisin. So, and we might even squeeze in a few macadamia Craisin cookies if we have a little bit of dough left. So we'll see how it goes. We're just playing around today in the kitchen. It's a dreary day here in Alabama. And so I have all my ingredients here. Now I am tripling the recipe. When I put the recipe in the description box, the show notes, I will be using the recipe for one batch of cookies. I'm going to triple this, so I will have enough to do 3 or 4 kinds of cookies. And then that way, we will have some to give away, we'll have some to freeze, we'll have some to snack around on, all of that. So the first thing I need to do is to get my mixer set up, because we need to cream together in your mixer. And if you don't have a stand mixer like this, you can just use a regular hand mixer. You can do this by hand, to be honest, if you want to. It's just going to take you a little more time. So we're going to cream together the butter. And remember, I'm tripling this, so a stick of butter equals 1 cup, and I need 3 of these. So, and I've been letting my butter sit out so it'd come up to room temperature. That's something I usually forget. I always get in a hurry. And I usually have to put it in the microwave, and it doesn't always turn out so great when you do that. This will make it turn out really well. All right. Get the butter in there. I've already lost my hand towel. Get my towel. And what else do I need before I get going? Now I love this spoon. This is just a cheap spoon, probably from Walmart or somewhere. But I love it because it's all one piece. You don't have that wooden handle with this on the end, and this comes off, and you can't, I can put this in the dishwasher. I really do like that. All right, so I'm going to get this kind of creamed up just a little bit. All right, and now we're going to add our brown sugar, which is 1 cup. And then, I'm sorry, the brown sugar was actually a cup and a half, and this is a cup. So we're going to let this go for a couple of minutes, and then we'll start putting our eggs and our other ingredients in. So let's get this cream together. Okay. It said to let it go for 1 to 2 minutes. I think we've done one minute anyway, so. And now we're going to do, it calls for 1 egg. Remember, I'm tripling it, so I'm going to do 3 eggs. I'm going to turn this on. All right. Now I'm going to change out from my whisk to my paddle, because I think that will do better. Now I'm going to put my baking soda. It calls for a half a teaspoon of baking soda. So I tripled that, and I'm going to put that in with my flour, and we'll mix that together before we start adding that in here. That way I'll know I have done that. The next thing I want to add is my vanilla. And it calls for a teaspoon. But you guys know, around here we measure this with our heart. So we're going to just... And I've had it kind of upside down in a bowl because I'm getting to the end of this bottle. It looks like I'm adding a lot, but this is thick. And there we go. This is going to be a lot of batter too. So, I want to add a little bit more. Okay. We'll turn it like that and let it all be coming down to the bottom of our bowl. Now we can do away with this. And I'm going to take a fork and mix this baking soda in with my flour. This is just all-purpose flour. White Lily is the brand I like. And back in the summer, I happened to be at Walmart, and they had this flour marked down to $1 a bag. And I checked the dates, and the dates were into next year. So I think I bought 25 pounds of flour, and I'm down to, I think, 1 more bag in there. So, and going and doing things, you know, for Christmas, making sweets and those different things, you're going to go through a lot of flour probably. All right. I'm going to get out my half cup scooper here. I'm also going to add, the recipe doesn't call for this, but I'm also going to add just a little bit of salt. For some reason, a little bit of salt and something sweet balances the flavor out. So we're going to turn this back on. Let that vanilla get incorporated. All right, we're going to turn it down on low. And I'm going to start slowly incorporating my flour. All right. With some flour still at the bottom, so I'm going to try to get that mixed in. All right, so I have my oven preheated to 350 back there. And I can pick that up. I have my cooling rack here. And I'm just going to get me a couple of spoons. And we're going to put part of the dough into this pan and add our mix-ins in. This is going to be loud, sorry. This is a great tip. This is parchment paper. And if you will just wad it up and then put it on your pan, it will do real well. All right, so I'm going to mix all right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do Papa's favorites first, and then if we have enough batter left, we'll do some snickerdoodles. Those were the ones that we both like them, but you know. So the first ones we're going to make are chocolate chip caramel, and so it says to add about a half a cup. This is about a third of that. I always go overboard just a little bit. And then I have these caramel bits, and I'm going to mix those in. So I've got about 2/3 of a cup for this recipe instead of a half a cup. Now I'll just mix this around, get it all incorporated really well. All right, let me give it just a little water. I find that just kind of coating your hands a little bit with water helps roll these out. We're just going to roll these up into a ball about that size. We'll come back and make them flatter. We don't want to make them real flat, but and I tend to get a little bit bigger as I go, so on my cookies, so let's try not to do that. I have 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. And that's going to be just fine. Now I'm just going to put my hands in some water and I'm just going to pat these down. Alright. Now we're going to put these in my preheated oven for 9 to 10 minutes. Alright, while those are cooking, we're going to get out some more of this cookie dough. Alright. I'm going to add a half a cup of rolled oats. And I'm going to add some raisins. I'm not really measuring those. We're just going to kind of go with it. And we're going to stir this together. So I seen on, I don't know if it was Instagram or TikTok or something, where they were making like a Pop-Tart like little cake thing made with pie crust and jelly in the shape of a Christmas tree. And at Walmart, they had the little pie. You could actually make like a little cherry pie in this shape if you wanted to. And I also found this one, which is pretty big, and this is probably the one I'll use when I do those. So that's gonna be coming up. Y'all be watching for that. Let me get my other pan. There we go. This is a really stiff dough. So But if you wet your hands, it rolls up really nicely. You could use milk chocolate instead of semi-sweet like I did. Papa tends to like, Papa likes dark chocolate. I don't like dark chocolate. So we kind of meet in the middle with the semi-sweet. I like milk chocolate. That's my favorite. Our little dog Joanne, she's in here. She thinks I'm going to drop something. She's always roundabout in the kitchen if I'm in here. Sometimes you'll catch a glimpse of her. I'm going to add 2 more minutes to those cookies because they don't look done to me. Okay, so we got these cookies out. Now these are the chocolate caramel. All right, you get on there. These did kind of go out and make a bigger cookie, which I like. And we'll see how they do when they set up for just a little while. So, got those on the cooling rack. That's great. I am going to move these to this bigger pan because these are spreading out more than I expected. The small pan, I think it's just going to make one big cookie. All right, let's get these oatmeal raisin cookies in the oven. So I'm going to split this dough. I'm going to try to split it in about half. It's not going to make as many cookies, but that'll be just fine. So what I want to do first is add a few Craisins to it because I want the red. I love Craisins. They're tart and sweet. They're good. That back up. And then I have some macadamia nuts here. I'm going to cut these up just in smaller pieces. Make them go just a little further. I'm going to add those in. All right, let's try to get these stirred in together. These are pretty. I'm going to put just a few of these halves to go on the top, and just a few craisins. The add-ins tend to slip into the bottom or in the middle of the cookie, and it's hard to tell what if they are. But let's try one of these. Mmm. Oh, those are good. Those are real good, y'all. Yeah. These are great cookies. This is a great base cookie mix, I think. I love that. All right, we're going to keep these mixed up good. The cookie itself has a lot of brown sugar in it, so it tastes caramely anyway. Then you add those caramel pieces and the chocolate chips. Really nice balance. And I actually really like the semi-sweet with this. I think if you put milk chocolate, it would have been a little bit too much. These are really good. And I saw something at Walmart that I thought was really cute. It was a giant cookie cutter. And then they had one that was a Christmas tree, and they had one that was a gingerbread man. So you could pat this out onto a sheet pan and cook it all as one cookie, cut it out as a gingerbread man, go back and decorate it like they do the big cookies, and you could take that to a gathering. That would be fantastic. And then you could take the scraps that was left and just kind of cut those up into pieces and have for yourself when you get back home. This is fantastic. I love that. So I showed you this is my little pie maker. Isn't that neat? And it even has the little vent holes right here. So what you would do is you would put this down, cut your cookie out, or cut your whatever you're making out, a little pie. Then you would lay one piece here, and you would put your filling, and then you would just put the other piece on top, and then you would crimp this together, and that would make a beautiful little pie, little Christmas pie. That would be so pretty with cherry or strawberry or something like that with the red showing through. I thought that was really cute. And I bought this one because I'm going to make the Pop-Tarts, and I wanted a bigger cutter. That'll make a really cute little Pop-Tart. This would be something good to have waiting for your children when they got back from school. Homemade little Pop-Tarts. I'm going to add one more minute. I think that we can call that good. And while we're waiting on that, I'm going to get a bowl out, and I'm going to put some sugar and cinnamon in it. And this is going to be for our snickerdoodle. I'm going to mix this sugar and cinnamon up. Smells really good. That's going to be wonderful. Let's bring these over. I keep losing everything. Alright, so we've got these out of the oven, and these look fantastic. I really do like the way that these turned out. See, they're kind of puffy. They didn't spread out quite as much. I don't know why, other than I put the oatmeal in there. So maybe that was the reason why. These are beautiful. And I think Papa will really like these. One of his favorite things is oatmeal raisins, so I'm pretty sure he's going to like them. I was looking to make sure that I had turned off the timer because Nana doesn't hear very well, and I don't hear the timer. I try to remind everybody that in every video. I have a timer in my Amazon cart that is made for hard of hearing and deaf people, and it flashes. And so I think I'm going to order that because I think that will be very helpful to me, and you won't have to listen to beeping in the background. Alright, so these are the white chocolate Craisin macadamia cookies. And we're going to do them just the same as we did the others. We're just going to make them into little balls, and then we'll press them down. And these will definitely be my favorite. I love macadamia, and I love the Craisins. I don't know that I'll get that many out of the snickerdoodle because I kind of threw that in at the last minute. I said we were going to do 3. We're going to get 4 kinds of cookies out of this. And I love this recipe because of that, because you can use this one recipe. You can make different kinds of cookies. If you're going to someone's house or your church function or whatever. I know we say that a lot, you know. But if you, this is really a good recipe for that. One more. Alright, so we're just going to mash these down. Not much, but a little bit. And I'm just going to put a white chocolate chip on the top. And a craisin. And a macadamia nut. Alright, let's get these in the oven. We're making great progress. I'm going to go ahead and get these ready. I think I'll have enough room. Okay. So I just have a little bit of dough left. And I'm just going to make a few. I don't know exactly how many it'll make. I think we can get rid of all that. We're just going to roll these around in this sugar mixture a couple of times. Just get them really good and coated. Put them in there and just press them down just a little bit. I think we can get one more. And this cinnamon sugar I will put in a little jar, and we'll save that for when we're doing something else. Alright, so we have the Craisin macadamia nut cookie out, and we're putting in the snickerdoodle. Alright, so these are the Craisin white chocolate macadamia cookies, and they spread out like the chocolate chip ones did. So I'm going to have to go and look at my cooking encyclopedia and find out what makes them spread out like that. I don't mind them being spread out like that. I don't mind it at all. But that one spread out a little bit too much. This size is about perfect for what I want today. These all will freeze well. You can put them in the freezer, save them for Christmas, and you'll be ahead of yourself. Your future self will thank your past self for doing this. And that may be what I do with part of these. But I do plan on giving a lot of these away. And I went ahead and put the snickerdoodle cookies in the oven. Alright, so the snickerdoodles are out of the oven, and we are going to get those onto our cooling rack. I think if you don't want them to spread out this much, you can leave them in the ball shape and they won't spread out so much. Y'all, them are so good. Alright, so we have our cookies all done. We're going to let them cool, and then we're going to box them up, and we're going to hand them out. Remember, Nana loves you. Remember, I'm so, so proud of you. If you got up and you started doing something today, you baked some cookies, you made your bed, you did whatever it is that you just didn't feel like doing, I'm super proud of you. And remember, you always have a friend here. I'll see you on the next one.